Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is the 5-minute face, focusing on skin. I am focusing on skin today because my skin wasn't looking very good and my eyes are a little bit sensitive. I don't know if I have an infection or something like that, but I don't want to put in my contact lenses, so I can't really, because I'm almost legally blind, if I take off my glasses, I can't really do my eyes anyway. So let's get the beautiful skin going, get a touch of color on the lips, and make that our focus, and we'll go from there. So enjoy. So some of the things that you want to think about when you're getting ready for your day is making sure, as always, that you have the best brushes available to you so that you can get a really great, flawless look in as little time as possible. Now for today's tutorial, I'm going to be using the Oval 6 MAC brush. I find that this one is just so quick and easy and gives you the most flawless, smoothed out foundation look, or for any of your skin actually, for blush and everything. Yeah, it gives you the best look in as little time as possible. So I'm going to be using this guy. If you want more information about it, go and check out my brush review tutorial, or my brush review, which is one of the first videos that I made. So check that out. So for today, I'm going to be using something that's a little bit more of a fuller coverage. Today I'm going to be using the Mirabella Skin Tint Cream, which is this guy here, so that, you know, if you're focusing on your skin, maybe because you do have problematic skin, you likely want a little bit more coverage. This is a really great option. It is a mineral makeup, and all of these are made out in the States, so they're really beautiful. Really good quality. Let's see, they're alcohol, talc, paraben, fragrance, lead, FDC, and DNC dye free. So not a lot of bad things in there. So they're great for your skin. If you are suffering from problem skin, something like that might be worth checking into. These brushes also work amazingly well with the Studio Sculpt foundation from MAC Cosmetics. So you might want to check that out. That's more of a hydrating formula. Really beautiful, but the color that I have is a little bit dark for me right now. So let's start with the skin tint. Okay, so as always, I'm just going to pump some onto the back of my hand, work from there. If you have a palette, that's great too, whatever works best for you. And I'm just going to tap that into my hand and just start swiping away. Now you can take off your glasses for this, so you can just go and make that as quick and easy as possible. Again, women focus a lot of redness in the center of their face, so starting there and working your way out. Is going to give you the best effect. Okay. And if you do have problematic skin, you'll probably want a little bit more. So I'm going to go in again and just continue to swipe. And I'm going to get really close in here for a minute just so I can see what I'm doing, because I'm almost blind without my glasses, so it makes this a little bit tricky. And once you've got like most of the skin around your nose and eyes done, then you can pop those back in. Makes it a little bit easier to see what else you need to do. See, my skin around my chin's really not that happy right now. Around my nose. Now making sure that you do have a really good foundation that does match your skin, it's gonna make this a lot easier and a lot faster for you. Okay, so that's only taken me about 2-ish minutes, which means that we still have, give or take, 2.5 minutes to do the rest of your face. Again, because my eyebrows are, so I'm gonna use my mascara fan brush. I'm gonna take my mascara. And as I said in my review, if you guys have watched that or if you haven't, not to try and load on as much of the product into the tips of the bristles of the brush, not to get it too close to the ferrule. Again, I'll have to take off my my glasses for this and get really in there. So this is gonna give you a really nice natural look, which is fine. We want our skin to be beautiful and glowing, right? Now, if you want to sort of balance out any discoloration in your eyelids, you can use a paint pot. As I said in my lips tutorial, just to sort of help brighten out the eye. So I might do that right now. So I'm just going to take my Painterly paint pot. I'm going to use my ring finger for this to just dab a little bit into my eyelids. I don't want too much, just enough to help my eyes look more alive. Okay, and glasses back on. Now, this is when I like to take, so the order that I kind of do things, again, I'm over explaining things. This is going to take you less time when you're actually doing it. But I like to do foundation first, eyes, and then I go back with things like concealer and blush, and then do lips at the very end. Of course, there's no rules as to what order you can put on your makeup, but that's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the same brush with my blush. This is the In Extreme Dimension, or Extra Dimension blush in Auto Erotique. It's a beautiful name. It's a beautiful blush. This is really going to help highlight and accentuate your features. And just tap, 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 tap into the blush, and then just swipe away. I'm going to take a little bit of bronzer to help sort of contour a little bit. Now, always tap off excess when you're doing your contouring, especially if you're using a bronzer, because you don't want tiger stripes. I'm taking that from the outer edge of my face and just swiping it forward. Okay. Not taking it too far into the center of my face. I don't want my face to look too pinched. So keeping your bronzer kind of like the outside of your eye. Don't take it any further than that. And then you can just go in and blend that out. And I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting, but before that I want to do a bit of concealer. So concealer brush and concealer, and in those specific problem areas, usually for me it's underneath my eyes. I always look sleepy. a little bit brighter. And I'm gonna take, for once, I'm going to use my fan brush. I'm going to take a beautiful highlighter to it. This is Lightscapade from MAC again. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. Soft and Gentle is also really beautiful, so you guys can check those out. And I'm just swirling it into the product and just grazing that across the tops of my cheeks. And then when you're all done, you can take, and then the last thing to sort of just add a little bit of a kick is a lipstick. I'm going to use Sea Sheer by MAC. This is a really beautiful luster. It's really easy to put on, gives you a nice wash of color, but it's not too punchy. So it's kind of that beautiful fresh look that's going to work really nicely with the gorgeous skin that you've just done in very little time. Okay? And if you want, you can throw in a little bit of gloss on top of that if you've got the time, or you can just throw your gloss and your lipstick into your bag and touch it up as you need to throughout the day. And after all of that, just one last thing, which I always forget. I'm not very good at doing powder, but taking plain pressed powder just to help set your makeup. And just take that all over, and that's just gonna help finish off and polish off that skin, give you a bit of a better finish all over, especially down the center of your face. You want to do that, and then you're done. That's 5 minutes to do a really beautiful, very flawless, more full coverage skin look than I have shown you guys in the past few tutorials. So I hope that was helpful for you. A couple quick things to talk about because we are doing a skin focus is some tools for different skin types to make the, doing your full face a little bit easier, and also to make your makeup stay a little bit more. So first off, for dry or dehydrated skin types, making sure that you are hydrating your skin using a moisturizer and a hydrating primer. For oily skin types, acneic skin types, of course, finding something that's more oil controlling. And there's a lot of things out there, because I know that for oily skin types, your makeup can kind of pill and kind of melt off the skin, but the good thing about that is that you're gonna have beautiful, radiant, perfectly smooth skin for a lot of your life, so that's very lucky. And then lastly, for people who have textured skin, aging skin, fine lines, things like that, is to keep in mind finding something as a primer that ideally is, one, not gonna make you look too dry, or making sure your foundation doesn't look too dry, because that can show up texture a little bit more. And two, finding a primer that's going to help fill in the lines. So usually that's something that's more of a silicone base. Clarins has a beautiful one called the Instant Smoother. MAC has one called the Skin Smoother. And then just a general tool for everybody that's great is the Matte Texture by MAC Cosmetics as well. And this is a purely silicone base, sort of like liquid powder, if that makes sense. So as a primer, it's great because it helps smooth the skin for dry skin types, textured, flaky skin types. For people who have oily skin, as it says, it is mattifying. You can touch up your makeup anytime throughout the day with this to help sort of tone down any shine for oily skin types. So it's a great tool. And then a little extra tidbit about this guy is that you can actually put it between your thighs if you're wearing a skirt or going for a run, and it helps with chafing between the thighs. So that's an extra little tip too. So that is that. You have a beautiful radiant face now. And so next week we will come back when my eyes are a little less sensitive to do an eye 5-minute face look with doing a feature focus on the eyes. So I will see you next week, and thanks so much for watching, you guys. Bye.